This is one of my favorite mugs, if you can read that. I never thought I would say these words, but the IRS finally got something right. Three things I want to talk to you about today. First, I want to talk to you about what the IRS got right. Then I want to talk to you about scam artists. And then finally, I want to talk to you about Stimulus 4 and what that might look like as we're starting to go into the next round of stimulus here. Hi, my name is Jim Hart. I'm the founding attorney at Hawthorn Law. I help online businesses and all this stuff around the stimulus and getting money for your business and things like that. This is my jam. I enjoy talking about this stuff. I enjoy updating you every day. Let's jump right into it. So first of all, the Get My Payment tool is finally working. The IRS got it fixed on Sunday. They said they worked through the weekend. I got an email from a client yesterday, said that she finally was able to get through and get her information entered. So I know it's working. So that is a really exciting news. Now here's some things you need to know about this. Just a refresher in case you forgot from the video I posted last week about this. There's a couple pieces of information that you need to have at the ready, and I would highly recommend that you get a copy of your 2018, if you haven't filed your 2019 tax return yet, get a copy of your 2018 tax return because you're gonna need to know some bits of information. Now, first of all, when you go into the tool, you're gonna enter your social security number, your date of birth, your street address. I recommend that you leave off street, drive, court, whatever. Just put the number and the street name just to make sure there's not gonna be any confusion with the IRS, and then your zip code. That's going to take you into the system. Once you get into the system, there's a couple other pieces of information that you're going to need to provide. First off, if the IRS already has all your bank account information, after you've gone this far, they're going to tell you what the status of your payment is. They're going to tell you where the payment's going to go and what the payment date is going to be if a date has been scheduled. If you have not entered your payment information because you did not enter it on your tax return, then this is where you're going to pull up your information so that you can enter your payment information. And what you're going to need for that is you're going to need to know what your adjusted gross income was from your last filed tax return. That would be either 2018 or 2019, whichever it was. Then you're going to need to know the refund or the amount that you owed on your last filed tax return. You're going to enter that information. Once you've entered all that information, you're going to enter your bank account information, and you're going to need to know your routing number and your bank account number. You usually can get that from one of your checks, or if you go online, some banks also allow you to access that information directly from the online portal that you would sign into to get to your bank account. Probably not going to be able to get that on a mobile device, but you never know, depends on the bank. Now, important thing to know, the IRS is not going to be able to update your bank account information once a payment date has already been set for your stimulus check. Also, if you've already provided your information on a tax return, you're not going to be able to update your bank account information that way either. So in other words, you better make sure you get your bank account information correct, because if you don't, then you're not going to be able to change it. And if it gets kicked back to the IRS, then they're going to have to mail you a paper check, and then everything's going to get delayed. Did you hear that sound? I want to talk to you about this. This is something I got in the mail yesterday. I imagine a lot of people are getting mailings like this. This makes me kind of sick and disgusted that there's actually businesses out there that are doing this, but everyone's looking for a profit in some way or another. So this is what purports itself to be a check from a company called Regional Finance Corporation of North Carolina. It's a loan solicitation. I don't think I haven't reviewed this carefully to make sure they aren't violating any federal or deceptive trade practices laws. I assume they're not, but you never know. It says right in the front, it's a solicitation for a loan. But to people who don't know any better, they may think that, hey, this is, free money, or maybe this is going to tide me over until I get my stimulus check. If you go to the back, and I'm guessing these are the same for most people, the annual percentage rate on this is actually a loan document, and the annual percentage rate on this is 31.12%. The amount of the loan is coincidentally $2,400, which was the amount that you would get if you were a married couple who was receiving a stimulus check without any kids. The finance charge on that is $853, plus a loan processing fee of $25. Be careful for like this, and this is don't do that. That's just, if you can wait for your stimulus money, that's going to be a better way to do it. The dog is barking again. I'll be right back. So the last topic I want to talk to you about is Stimulus 4.0. Do I think it's going to happen? I'm about 50-50 at this point. As I've talked about in previous videos, Mitch McConnell and the deficit hawks are coming out and saying that, you know, this is just too expensive now, it's too much for the federal debt, it's going to cripple our country, yada yada yada. I don't believe that, and I think that we're headed for one of the worst recessions that we've seen since the Great Depression. This is going to be bad. And the state and local governments are the ones that really need the help now. They're the ones that are spending all the money to, you know, for the hospitals. They're footing the bill for the hospitals, for the coronavirus relief, for state programs that are going without funding. They're losing tax revenue from people that are out of work. They're footing the bill for unemployment. I mean, there's all sorts of things that are going on. And in my opinion, we need additional money. There was a bipartisan letter that was sent to Congress, or might have been sent to the president, that outlined, you know, the money that states need, at least $500 billion to help get us out of this crisis. And I mean, we're at the very beginning. I don't know where this is going to go. You don't know where this is going to go. I mean, are we in this for another month, for another 2 months, for another year? Nobody really knows. And now is not the time to be saying, oh, the deficit. It is what it is. If you want to learn more about the Payroll Protection Program, I talked about that yesterday, so check that out, and I'll see you in that video. Take care, folks.